Hello, St. Norbert community. This is Derek Elkins, Protestant chaplain in the Emmaus Center for Spiritual Life and Vocation. I want to take a minute and talk to you about something very important, something close to my heart, and that is the value of interruption. As a hyperactive child, I was often the cause of interruption, and for a long time, I thought of the parts of myself that didn't fit in as something that needed to be tamed or managed, or sometimes used to annoy the people around me. But there came a point in my life when I realized that thinking and acting differently didn't have to be a liability. Sometimes the instinct to keep everything the same is exactly what needs to be interrupted. I was watching a webinar this morning with a national speaker who was right in the middle of a presentation when all of a sudden her 2-year-old daughter burst into the room screaming, "Where's my mommy?" A second later, Dad ran into the room, grabbed the little girl up, and whisked her away. You could hear her screaming from another part of the house for about the next 2 minutes, and I thought to myself, this is a sacred moment. At Passover, Jewish people remember the sacred story in which Moses interrupted the practice of slavery in the Egyptian Empire and ultimately led his people to freedom. In Ramadan, Muslims fast from dawn to dusk, allowing their natural rhythms to be interrupted in order to devote more time to prayer and self-reflection. Christians are in the 50 days of Easter when we remember that God interrupted the power of death through the resurrection of Christ. We're accustomed to thinking about our lives and the world as something to be organized and mastered, but the risk is that anything outside the plan feels like an interruption. The good news is that some of us are discovering that we'd fallen into practices that were feeding the empire or subject to the power of death. Through the kind of interruption that requires holy hope and soulful endurance, some of us are using this time to reconnect with our families, spend more time creating, get comfortable with not planning the future, and trust that goodness and life really do fill the world. There's nothing good about COVID-19, but with some holy hope, we might find that this interruption plants seeds that make life better. I know I am. I hope you are too.